Hello everybody, this is Michael217, welcome back to Let's Play Twilight Princess. Last time we went all the way up to Death Mountain and we wanted to enter the next temple. Unfortunately, I discovered that I don't have a shield, as you can see by the lack of a shield on my back. And apparently after watching the video back, I lost it in the King Bulbin chase. And it took me a while to realize it, so I felt really stupid. Like even like the cutscenes, like it's clearly I was without a shield. So yeah, it apparently burned because of course a wooden shield, you know, when it gets hit by fire, it burns. So that kind of blows. So I came back to Kakariko to buy a new shield from Alice Mart. However, I needed 200 rupees. Something I did off screen. I need to explain this. I grinded for 200 rupees off screen, and something of note that I want to mention is that in the process of grinding for these rupees, I got two purple rupees, which are worth 50, and one of them I got in this treasure chest here, which you get by lighting the torches. I just kind of did them unconsciously, as I was talking about the last episode, and that makes this chest appear, and that's where I got one of the purple rupees. The second purple rupee that I got was from Link's house back in Orden Village. If you climb down to the basement, I guess, of it, there's like a ladder that goes down to a pitch black room, and you bring out your lantern, and then there's a chest down there that has 50 rupees. So I got 100 from that. I had 28 at the end of the last episode, so I had to grind up from 28 up to 204. And then aside from those 100, the rest of them I just grinded, the hard way by, slashing down grass and whatnot. So here I am. So yeah, I figured I might as well mention that in case you want to know ways to grind for rupees at this point in the game. So we come into here, Mal's Mart. I don't know how a baby can run a shop, but just roll with it. And you can buy a wooden shield here for 50, but as you can see, we have a much better shield over here. The Hylian shield was 200. Might as well get this, since the next temple we're going to be heading into, in case I haven't made that clear, is going to be a fire temple. Which, of course, with the wooden shield, those are kind of the most dangerous to go into. So I figured, I thought about just going for 50 rupees and just getting a wooden shield and worrying with the Hylian one later. But, I thought since we are going into a fire temple, and I'd feel pretty dumb if I went in there and lost my shield again, because, it is pretty prone to being burned. So I might as well get the Hylian shield early while we can. And actually, I think this is the first time I've ever gotten the Hylian shield before the fire temple. And actually, to equip it, you go to start, so let's do that. That's something that I've done a lot in the past, too, is I gotten a new shield and then I forgot to equip it. Same thing with swords too, like whenever you get new swords and they don't automatically replace it. I mean, in this game, they do automatically replace your sword once you get a new one. But in Ocarina of Time, if you get new swords, and also Majora's Mask, you have to... Actually, Majora's Mask, do you have... I don't think you have a selection of swords in Majora's Mask, you just get upgrades and that's it. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to... I'm just going to cut back to it, the top of the mountain where you have to fight the Gorons, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we are back at the top of the mountain where the Gorons are, and apparently these guys aren't too happy with us, and which is pretty strange, because typically in the Zelda games the Gorons are quite friendly. And by the way, with these you have to use your shield, which is why I wanted to go back for it. And that is what their function is, these Gorons. I didn't really get to explain that, but the idea here is to use these Gorons to get to the top of this little mountain type of thing, and you knock them back like so, and then you get on top of them, and they'll spring you up. And yeah, they're all after you. They're all enemies in this part of the game, which is really strange, because typically in the Zelda games they are very friendly. Like they call Link their brother and stuff like that. They're actually pretty warm characters in the other games. In this game, they're a lot more tough and mean and gruff and not lean. I was gonna say gruff and lean, but they're the exact opposite of lean. And right here with the steam coming out of the wall, you can actually walk through this with the iron boots. And I believe in fact this one, yeah, this one's continuous, it doesn't stop. So you have to use your iron boots there to go through those. So yeah, this is exactly why I wanted to go back for the shield, so I can block their attacks and hit them back with my sword. I didn't have to do that. You don't need the shield to do this, but it makes things a lot easier. And plus, I might as well have gone back to get it. Okay, so let's continue on. We don't have much more to go here. And I'm actually going to make a bit of a confession. I actually did try to do the next temple, and I ended up getting a heart piece on accident. So I'm redoing this. And, I mean, and it was only one heart piece, and technically I can afford to pick up to 4, because in this game, 5 heart pieces completes a full container. So I technically could have moved on and just lived with it, but I don't know, I was just kind of upset about it at the time, and I just turned off the system. Yeah, that's kind of what I get for not doing my research. I don't know why I put my iron boots on there. Put your sword out, man. Okay, it should be the last one. This is kind of like the launch flowers in Wind Waker. I don't know, that's just kind of what it reminds me of. The ones you launch, you jump into the flowers, they launch you out, and typically use your Deku leaf afterwards. That's kind of what this reminds me of. But anyway, here's the entrance to the Gorons' lair. I don't know if they really have a name for it. I don't think it's called Goon City. They don't really have a name for this. But we have a big group of them here, and now we're going to have to take on all 6 of them, apparently. That doesn't look fun. Enough. Who's this guy? Is this young one such an imposing enemy that you must all gang up on him? I think not, little brothers. Yeah, they still use the term brothers here. Consistent. I like it. I am a Goron elder, little human. I am called Goron. Because of certain circumstances, I must lead the Goron tribe in place of Darbus, our global patriarch. What the hell are you reading? Tell me, little human, do you come from the village below? Well, I come from a village below, but not the one you're probably talking about. He's probably talking about Kakariko. And he's not going to let us into the mines, because we're an outsider. But this is kind of a messed up moment in the game. He smiles, and he's like, unless you wrestle me, that's what he's going to do. He's actually going to challenge us to a wrestling duel. Remember when we sumo wrestled the mayor of Ordon to get the iron boots? Well, we're going to have to do it again. And I find it interesting how to enter the fire temples in these games. I'm referring back to Ocarina of Time, to do a really strange task. In Ocarina of Time, you had to play a song for Darunia in order to get in. And in this game, you have to sumo wrestle the guy. Whoever thought you were gonna do that to get into the temples, is sumo wrestle the Goron Elder. And as you can see, if you attempt to do anything with him, he's just too powerful for us, we're too light, and as they highlight that in red, that kind of gives us a clue what we have to do here. We have to use our iron boots in this wrestling match, so let's put them on and talk to them again. And this duel isn't really that much harder than the one with the Ordon Mayor. He's a little bit more aggressive, and strangely enough, Link's wearing his full tunic here. Sword and shield and everything. I don't know how you can possibly sumo wrestle in that, but go with it. But actually, I'm actually doing pretty well here. I might not get pushed. Yeah, I'm not even getting pushed once. I just owned him right there. And that's it. And unlike the Ordon Mayor, you only have to do it once. So that was pathetic, really. Find traits. To see how well you can use them. So apparently our sumo wrestling traits translates to how we go through the temple. And just go with it. I don't understand this part of the game at all. But there are 4 of us elders and Darbus, our patriarch. Okay, so in the temple there are 4 elders, and they each hold a special treasure. So that's what we're going to kind of be looking for. And keeping in mind, it's kind of actually similar to Ocarina of Time's Fire Temple, where we have to free all the Gorons and get small keys from them. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is pretty much what goes on here with this temple. That's kind of the foreshadowing that this elder's doing. So we're gonna go to the aid of Darbus. We're gonna find out where he is in this temple, and eventually we should be finding out more about why these Gorons are against us, because again, this is kind of strange. They shouldn't be our enemies. Get the young warrior pass. Okay, so now that is the entrance to the next temple. Let's go on through. And we have just enough time to get somewhat far into this, so let's get this thing started. This is the Goron Mines, temple number 2 of the game. And keep that name in mind. It's not called the Fire Temple. I usually do call this the Fire Temple, but keep that name in mind. Mines. And we'll be seeing more mine type of elements pretty soon. It's actually a pretty cool location. I really do like it. Like, I like the visual design of this temple. As far as the puzzles themselves, it's not that memorable, and typically fire temples in Zelda games, for whatever reason, they just aren't that memorable to me. They have cool visual designs, but as far as like puzzles and stuff, I don't know. You have 2 paths here you can go. I like to go right. You can also go left, but that takes more jumps, and I don't think there's anything else over there. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna keep going. You can't climb this, so you just gotta go around here, slash this. And we have a stream of fire coming out the wall here. Obviously we can't walk through that, so we have to hit the switch to get rid of it. And actually we're not heavy enough, we have to use our iron boots to hit these down. So let's do that. And these are timed, so I gotta be quick with this. And we have a ladder here. We can't climb it from this side, we have to actually go around, and unfortunately our way around is blocked off by this fire stream. So again, rinse and repeat, go back, hit a switch. This one's a little bit farther away, so we have to be a lot quicker here. Yeah, you just gotta wrap around, and don't waste time now. But once you get past this plank, actually you just jump across, that's better. They have a plank there for you to walk across, but you can just jump. And then climb up. And what we actually want to do is go left on this platform. It's hard to... It's actually easy to miss that. And like it could probably be like a rookie mistake to think that you want to keep going and go down here, where that's where you just came from. That's what I always do in this temple every time. And this is probably just gonna be rupees, I think like 20. Yep. Alright, so keep going, and over here. And really not much else to say about the puzzles here. This will give me more of a better example of why this game's dungeons are like way too easy, because the puzzles here are not hard at all. It does have some cool concepts about it, but like, it is a creative temple, but it's not very difficult. That's kind of what I have to say. So I have mixed feelings about it. I praise its creativity, but crap, I always get hit by that guy every time. Every time I get fooled by that guy. Those stupid slugs that fall from the ceiling. God, you don't just hate whenever you do that. Whenever you're combining 2 words and you use the first letter in the previous word. Oh my god, I don't even know. But yeah, you gotta watch out for the slugs on the ceiling, and you'll be seeing that a lot in this temple. And you just gotta watch out for them. I mean, they're not that common on the ceiling, but I don't know. A lot of times they'll come out and surprise you. Over here we have a closed door, and this is actually a switch, and what we have to do is use our iron boots. to be heavy enough to press the switch, and the door will open. That's really all there is to that. I don't think there's anything else here to worry about. So we can move on. This is, damn it, you see? Everywhere. They come out of everywhere. So it's a good idea to check the ceilings in just about every room. Actually, I don't know why I don't have my boomerang equipped here. Alright, so let's continue. Because that's the best way to get rid of those guys. You can just see them up with the ceiling and then use your boomerang to bring them down.